I was watching my videos on YouTube, and I started making a video blog about a 5-day fast I was doing, and I made it to 4.5 days. And then after a couple that day after I came off my fast, I went out and I started off healthy, eating some healthy food, but then my cravings all kicked back in after having some tomato soup, and I went out and binged again, and that was in December 2019. It's 2 years later, 2 years, now it's, let's see here, October of 2021, and I, I've gained 100 pounds plus since then, probably about 110. So I never got back on track over the last 2 years. It's all been downhill. That video was made in December of 2019. A couple months later, in February of 2020, I went to Arizona on a spiritual retreat because I was really struggling mentally and with my food, and I just thought it'd be good for me. And it didn't work either. Uh, I kind of laugh about it just because life is funny like that. As hard as we try to be healthy, I still made bad decisions, or decisions I just felt overwhelmed by, and I've struggled. And it's funny, being sober for 7 years, I guess I got sober and I got healthy. For 5 years I didn't overeat or anything, but then after 5 years, I thought I could start eating sweets again, or at least try it. And I didn't really describe it in the videos, but what happened was I think really what happened, the more I understand it, in July of 2019, I started eating a lot of fruit because I was traveling across the U.S. and eating a lot of fruit and watermelon and cantaloupe because I couldn't keep a balanced diet amongst grain, vegetables, and protein. And that, I think, is really what connected it. A lot of times I like to say I went through some emotional issues. It was a very hard time at that time because my daughter was a senior in high school and I was living in Canada, and I just moved away from her and I missed her deeply. But that wasn't it. I have a wonderful relationship with my daughter. I love her very much, and I've had a lot of emotional growth, except for decisions about food. And I really understand how people. It's funny. I go to another 12-step program for alcohol, and people get sober in there, and I can definitely see the challenges they have emotionally, because I did too as well. With food, there's definitely emotional challenges, but it just wasn't the same for me. The food is the problem. And I just have come to learn that the last 4 or 5 days after watching all those. There are so many great doctors on YouTube talking about the keto diet, carnivore diet, low carb, perfect human diet. I have learned that grains in general, not just sugar, are bad for us, or just overly processed vegetables. Heck, you could probably do it with meat. I don't know that, but I mean, you can change nuts into a flour. Why not meat? But all that stuff, it's just so complicated. I am so thankful for those doctors, mainly let's see here, if I get Dr. Baker, Dr. Berry. Dr. Berry's been great. Dr. Siwez. Those three doctors, and I know I'm forgetting other people, but those three guys have just gone way above and beyond on YouTube and helping people realize what a proper human diet is. And they took away a lot of the fear I had about eating fatty meat, along with other people. So I don't know where I'm going with this. It's early. I'm in I weigh in the 360s right now. The last time I made a video 2 years ago, I was in the 260s. And a couple of months before that, I was in the 240s, 230s. struggling to get back on track. And back on track to me always meant just eat a little bit of grains, lots of vegetables, and lean meat. Well, a little bit of grain, lots of vegetables, and lean meat, and just a little bit of fat, is not working for me. It doesn't work for me anymore. Every time I fast, I go back to eating a little bit of grain, a little bit of vegetables, and lean meat, and I just instantly want sweets, more of the good carbs. And carbs is a bad thing for me. I think eating so many processed calories my whole life has made it even worse for me. And that's okay. It's just where I'm at. And so I've had a lifestyle change in the last 4 days where I've eaten nothing but red meat, fatty red meat, and I try to do the grass-fed. A little bit of bacon. I've only had bacon once. And some eggs and butter. I try to do the grass-fed butter. I don't think it's necessary, but I do the high-quality eggs. High-quality meat's expensive, though, but I'll try to do that. Not lean high-quality meat, just the grass-fed beef. And some lamb. And it's been amazing. But watching these channels, and lately I've been watching mainly Dr. Barry, explain what the keto flu is, and just a wealth of information. I'm like, man, I hope this works. So I just wanted to make this video on the intern and check in where I'm at. Today, of course, is October 6th, 2021. 2 years after I was making my original video blog. And I'll go from there. I noticed in my other video blogs, I never show where I'm at, and I think that's kind of corny. So I'm gonna rotate the screen because I think it's neat to see where people are making these videos from when you see them on the internet. So I just ate my lunch. There it is. It was meat and stuff, and those are the videos I was looking at online. We have our Christmas tree up early. And so I'm in Florida now. The last video was in Canada. So take care, everybody.